Hey there, and welcome to week 8 of the Venue Preparedness Plan, your weekly help for engagement season success. This week, we're talking about and really asking ourselves, how easy is it to book a tour with your venue? Ultimately, the goal while couples are searching and looking online for a venue is to get them to come in person. Of course, this doesn't work if they live out of state and maybe they're planning more destination. But even then, oftentimes they'll travel in and spend some time looking at venues in person. Nothing is going to help them decide faster than the tour. So, how do you get that process to booking a tour faster and faster and faster and take out all of the friction in between? So for most venues, it looks like this. The couple visits your website, they fill out that contact form, then they're waiting for a reply. Then you send an initial email, maybe answering their questions and try to book a tour. Then one half of the couple reads it and has to check availability for dates and times with the other one. Then they ask for a time and then you reply and are like, oh, I'm not available that day and time. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, trying to find a time that works for everyone. There is an easier way. Now, it's a little scary. The first time venues do it, they hate me. But what I want you to consider is doing online appointment booking. There's amazing services out there that can tie directly to your calendar. You still have full control over the availability. So that couples can right there, right then, go click and have access to just book the time and book the tour. Now, how you can qualify a little bit better to make sure you're getting quality rather than just quantity is making sure that your general package info, your starting at prices, or your pricing is online and available. By putting that not hidden just front and center, most of the time they're taking a look at that before they book the tour. And so they'll have that ability to just right then and there get that information. When you think how simple it is for them to have gone to your website, seen that information and say, hey, I want to go visit there, and click a box that says book a tour, it takes them right to an appointment booker with your availability. Now, you can add in an extra appointment that's maybe more of a phone call to qualify them budget-wise beforehand if you need to. But when I worked at a venue, if I could just get them there 9 out of 10 times, I could answer the right questions when they were booking the tour to know if they had the budget or not, and worst case scenario, I could pick up the phone and we could chat first, right? So when it's a capture form for your tour, you can ask very different questions than a generic contact form. What I mean by that is, if someone's not ready for a tour and they just want your information, they would go to the contact page, fill in the general info you asked them, and then you can send over packages, pricing, or whatever your step 1 is. But if someone is ready to book an appointment because they've looked at your galleries, followed your social, looked at your packages and pricing, gotten referrals, read your reviews, they're ready to go. If they're already that hot and that ready, you can ask way more questions. So you can ask things like, is your date flexible? How many guests are you inviting? What's your budget ranges? And giving them choices. You can ask better, deeper questions to qualify a little bit differently. The bonus of this is you will get appointments in your sleep, meaning like you can wake up and get to work the next day and you got 4 appointments booked. Now you can set parameters. Again, remember, I'm telling you have full control. So you can say nobody can book within 48 hours. We don't take appointments on this day and this day. We only do this. Like, you can set all the rules. The systems are very easy to set up, I promise. But listen, once you create it, you can put it everywhere. You can put it in your Instagram DM, like in your Instagram bio link. You can post it over on Facebook. You can make a header across an announcement bar across your website. You can use that link everywhere. I promise you, this is so tried and true. Not only will you get more appointments, you'll get more information than you were getting in the past. You're saving yourself a ton of time on the back and forth and the back and forth. So some of your action items this week are to see if your CRM offers this rather than you having to set up a separate service. But if not, there's a few different Acuity Scheduling and Calendly are 2 that we absolutely love to use. They tie right to Google Calendars and other calendar systems. So that way it won't overlap appointments. It'll block the availability. And you have to get this set up before January 1st. Your extra credit this week, though, for those who are a little more advanced and like, I'm already doing that, Shannon, is that I want you to think of different appointment types that you can add in there. Maybe you have a lot of vendors who want to come tour and you only tour vendors on the second Tuesday of the month. Create an appointment type that's just for that. So they can go in, fill out all the things. to book their own appointment. Or maybe you have one appointment for weekday tours and one appointment for weekend tours. Maybe to book a weekend tour, it's a hidden link, and weekend tours are only available after you do a 10-minute phone call. There's lots of different opportunities of ways that once you sign up for a service like this, that you can use it to save yourself time and benefit yourself. Stay tuned. We're almost towards the end. Next up is week 9 of your venue preparedness plan.